Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you're killing it in the markets. If not, it's okay. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. And what we're going to go over today is technical analysis of gold and silver. And I go over this trying to get you guys seeing these charts over and over and over. I usually describe what I see in it, and hopefully you're getting a little bit better at chart reading. That's the purpose of it. And you can identify maybe companies that you want to look into that potentially have good setups. So I'm going to go over yields, dollar, and a bunch of ETFs and individual companies for gold and silver. So let's jump in. I'll give you my opinion. This is only financial education again. So here's the 10-year. We broke out of this uptrend coming up. We're moving on sideways. We're kind of at this juncture where it's coming up to a point. We've got two large down days, and we've got the one big up day coming up. I'm going to favor this going actually to the downside a little bit. But it's tough to read this one for the next day, as you could kind of go either way on it. But I'm going to say a slight favorability of going lower, people buying more bonds. But increasing... we've had increasing real negative rates, which is usually a condition where gold and silver go a lot higher. The dollar was flat today, basically not going much of anywhere. Now, GDX, just by kind of looking at this chart, we still have a lot of momentum coming down here. I'm only talking very, very short-term movements here. I haven't seen the buyers come in here and give me a convincing case that this should go higher. We have a bearish engulfing here, and sometimes that can be a false signal sometimes. But the buyers aren't stepping in. We got a black candlestick. Again, I still think this could potentially move to the downside a little bit more. And I hate saying that because I'm a gold and silver bull, but on the very short term, we could see a little bit more pressure. Same with GDXJ, it's exhibiting the same characteristics. See, you've got this black candlestick here, and it went down the next day. We had another down day. The buyers tried coming up, but the sellers are still there. Buyers try pushing this up, but the sellers are still there. That's why you open up and end down, but it was still an up day. Makes me think that we're going to go down just a little bit more, kind of a 1 day blow off or 2 days, and everybody's going to get scared. And that's probably the day that when you see it reverse, where you almost want to get your shares. SILJ is doing the same thing. We're right there. Maybe we dip something like, if this is coming up here, and hopefully you guys can see this here, make it fat. Maybe we dip one last time to this line here and just touch this line. And if that's the case, I think it's the time to buy it, because we've got this momentum. It's slowing down the momentum. And maybe we just have one last dip where we pull one of these hammer patterns, like this one with the big wick at the bottom. Like it shoots down, everybody gets afraid, and then it gets bought back up. Or we've got maybe two down days with the hammer pattern being on the second day, something like that. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Endeavor Silver, this guy, we've got this line coming through here. It's right there. Is it going to hold? We'll see. We'll see if it holds. First Majestic, the good thing is we do have contraction. The opening and closing prices are muted. We do have support down here. And it'll probably hold. That's my guess. But I want to see buyers step in. I want to see a bunch. And then I would say buy into that strength. Mag Silver, again, the sellers are still out there. You come down, the buyers brought this up for 2 days. We had an opening, and it opened here and closed lower, and now we've got a down day. I still think this has some sellers there. They're just hanging out. Potential further downside in the very short term. Same with wheat and precious metals. Buyers not stepping in here yet. Potential sideways to lower. Franco-Nevada looks like it wants to go lower. This is a bearish engulfing here. So you kind of pop down, had some support here on the 50-day, and now we're starting to pull back a little bit more. I still think it can come back a little, come back some more. A Cisco Gold Royalties, this is our bearish engulfing, popped lower, and I think we're going to still move a little bit lower in the short term. Same with Sandstorm Gold, bearish piercing right there, and then I think we're going to head a little bit lower. Now, Teuton Resources actually looks, I like this one, so whenever you get these big, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4 big up days, and then the small little leak off of sellers. And we're starting to kind of come to a point here. We've got wick on the bottom. There's some buyers down there. It even kind of looks like some of the other traits that I've seen where it basically is the prelude to a large move higher. So you got a similar setup here. You buy it down here. Sometimes this is the ABC correction. This is the first move up, I think, and then it's coming across, and then I think we're going to see potentially move higher. So right here, I think Teuton's not a bad spot if you like Teuton Resources as a royalty company. I may even have to add in here myself. Yamana Gold, again, this doesn't look too compelling to me yet. It is contracting a little bit, but this is some momentum. It needs to get worked off. I think you might see some volatility down here. And maybe you can try catching it in one of these prices, almost like another little bottom down here. Newmont Corporation, kind of a big boy here. Again, a lot of momentum coming down. It's pausing a little bit. You might see a little bit further downside. And same with Barrick Gold. We came up, pulled back, lots of sharp momentum. It's, there's a lot of support here. Maybe it's not too bad. I want to see the buyer step in before claiming anything. I still see sellers here. And now here's some platinum companies. This is Anglo American Platinum. It's coming on down. I still think this has a potential to kind of do a double bottom. I would try getting it at like $18. Impala Platinum, same. See this too large down day here, and then the small little up days coming up. I still think we could head lower for like a day or 2 or 3. Platinum Group Metals, we're coming down, kind of popped up. Now, this could be kind of a back test right here. If you draw a line through here, you know what? I can do that real quick. You could say that it's kind of doing a little back test before it moves higher. So that's a possibility. And there it is. That's what I'm talking about, a little back test. So if you like PLG and you're a long-term investor, probably not a bad spot to sprinkle and slowly cost average in. So that's what I'm seeing. I want to see the buyer step in. I haven't seen the buyer step in. And you see these kind of large momentum down days and then no momentum reversal or no pattern reversals, no anything reversals that I'm seeing to the upside. So again, if you don't see a pattern reversal, you just wait. You hold on. Investing and even trading is a game of so if you guys are trading things, when I was more of a trader, and what I mean by trading, like trading stocks, not like a trader like I burn somebody. If you're trading stocks, I'm going to say this: it's about waiting for the setup. It's not about it's not about having money in the market. It's about waiting. The majority of it's just waiting. You find your entry point, you hit the entry point, and then you wait after that. You make the money by holding, and you have to wait for that setup. And you have to be extremely patient and extremely well disciplined if you want to be an exceptional trader. I partially have that gene and I partially don't. I get too excited. I usually get into early. I try wanting to jump into early. And most of the time, you've got more time than what you really think. Markets overall don't match what most people's timeframes are. Most people's timeframes are in days or weeks, and the markets are more like months. Like or even longer than that, 6 months. Like it does nothing for 6 months, then all of a sudden everything happens in a week or two, and then it goes back into this large consolidation pattern. So if you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys for listening. This is Finding Value.